Ever catch yourself in that state of mental friction, wondering if the spark you feel is real, or if you're just being strung along? She laughs at your jokes. She texts you back. She might even hang out with you one-on-one. But something in your gut, that rational part of you, knows that it doesn't add up. You sense the connection is one-sided, yet you keep hoping she'll wake up one day and see you differently. Here at Stoic Manhood Guide, we don't operate on hope. We operate on reality. So let me save you months, sometimes years of wasted time and emotional energy. A woman's true intentions are always being communicated. Not in the polite things she says, but in the consistent way she treats you. A man who practices observation, who sees the world as it is, not as he wishes it to be, will always find the truth. And when you learn how to read the signals, you will stop mistaking her politeness for genuine interest. I am about to reveal 7 clear, undeniable signs that she secretly sees you as just a friend. And the third one will sting the most, because it is the one most good men mistake for progress. Pay attention. Because if you ignore these signs, you are not in a love story. You are in a prison of your own hope, a waiting room with no exit. It is time to see the truth, so you can reclaim your peace and your self-respect. So let's get into the signs. As we go through these, the goal is not to feel anger or resentment. The goal is clarity. A Stoic man seeks truth, even when it is uncomfortable, because the truth is the only foundation upon which you can build a life of self-respect. Sign number 1, she shares every detail of her love life with you. Now listen carefully, because this one is a masterclass in deception, even if she doesn't intend it to be. You think you are building closeness. She opens up to you about the guy she's dating, the guy who ghosted her, or the one who just doesn't understand her. You sit there nodding, giving advice, maybe even offering a shoulder to lean on, believing she is letting you into her most intimate world. But the truth, from a strategic standpoint, is this: she is not seeing you as a romantic option. She is seeing you as her emotional sponge. A woman who is genuinely, romantically interested in you will instinctively create a sense of mystery and even a slight sexual tension. She will not parade other men in front of you, because that would destroy the unique connection she is trying to build with you. Think about it with pure reason. Why would she feel so comfortable dissecting every detail of another man's texts, habits, or flaws in front of you? Because she has already placed you in the safe, non-threatening category, the friend zone. It's not about cruelty. It is about comfort. She feels safe unloading her emotional baggage onto you, because deep down, she does not see you as competition, nor as someone she needs to impress. You are a utility. And here is the brutal part. The more you listen, the more advice you give, the deeper you cement yourself in that role. You become her unpaid therapist. Watch her patterns. Does she light up when another guy's name pops up on her phone, right in front of you? Does she ask you what outfit she should wear on a date that isn't with you? Does she vent about her heartbreaks and then thank you for always being there? That is not a sign of budding romance. That is a sign you have been cast in the role of the supportive best friend, not the potential partner. Do not fool yourself with the hopeful thought, if I just keep being her rock, eventually she'll realize I'm the one. No, my friend. What she will realize is that you are dependable, reliable, and easy to lean on, which makes you an invaluable friend, but completely invisible as a lover. Remember this: when a woman is interested, she shields you from her romantic drama. She won't risk making you feel like just another buddy. But when she gives you a front row seat to her love life with other men, she is telling you, without words, you are not in the show. Sign number 2, she treats physical contact like it means nothing. Most men completely misread this one. You're out together, and she casually throws an arm over your shoulder. She playfully shoves you when she laughs. She hugs you with the same easy familiarity you'd expect from a sibling. And in that moment, your mind, clouded by hope, convinces you that she's being flirty. She must like me, you think. Wrong. Pay close attention to how she touches you, because the quality of the contact reveals everything. A woman who is romantically interested in you will hesitate a little. Her touch will be charged with a subtle electricity. It will linger for a fraction of a second too long. There will be weight and intention behind it. But when she treats touch like it's casual, like she's petting her dog or high-fiving her brother, that is not attraction. That is comfort. And here is where most men get trapped. They mistake familiarity for intimacy. They think, she feels so comfortable with me. This must be leading somewhere. But that comfort is not a bridge to romance. It is a wall that keeps romance out. You have become safe, non-threatening. A man she can lean on without worrying about any romantic consequences. If she curls up next to you on the couch to watch a movie, and then starts talking about another guy she likes, she is not sending you mixed signals. She is sending you one incredibly clear signal about exactly how she has categorized you. Observe the difference. Does she pull back slightly, with a spark of nervousness when your hand brushes hers? Or does she act like it never even happened? Does she lean into you with a question in her eyes? Or does she sprawl across your lap like you are a piece of furniture? Real attraction carries tension. It is charged, it is deliberate. But when it is stripped of that spark, when it feels so casual to the point of being careless, you are not her secret crush. You are her stand-in brother. The harsh truth is this: physical closeness without romantic tension is not progress. It is a cage. It traps you in a role where she gets all the benefits of your presence, your comfort, and your touch without ever having to invest her heart. Do not confuse her carefree contact with hidden desire. If her body language feels casual instead of charged, she is not trying to get closer to you. She is reminding you exactly where you stand. Sign number 3, she prioritizes everyone else over you. Here is where reality hits hard. When a woman truly sees you as more than just a friend, you will notice it in how she arranges her most valuable, non-renewable resource, her time. Interest creates priority, but when she consistently puts you at the bottom of her list, it is a signal you cannot afford to ignore. Think about it. She will cancel plans with you at the last minute for a flimsy reason, but she would never do that to a man she is actively trying to impress. She will text you back hours later with a one-word answer. Yet you see she's been online, replying instantly to others. She will show up for her girlfriend's, her co-worker's birthday party, even her gym buddy. But when it comes to you, you get the leftovers of her schedule, the scraps of her energy, and here is the part that stings. She will justify it with polite, plausible excuses. I'm so sorry. I'm so busy this week. You know how crazy my schedule is. We'll definitely hang out soon, I promise. But a stoic man knows the truth. Busy is a myth. Priority is a reality. Nobody is too busy for what they truly want. If she wanted to spend quality time with you, she would. She would carve out the hours. She would rearrange her day. She would make sure you felt like a priority. Instead, she keeps you on standby. A comfortable, convenient option she can tap into whenever her primary plans fall through. Watch her actions, not her words. Does she flake on your plans, but then post a story of herself hanging out with other people? Does she keep promising that quality time that never actually materializes? Does she only reach out to you when her calendar is empty, but vanish the moment something more exciting comes up? That is not bad luck. That is her telling you, silently but clearly, that you are not the man she is rearranging her life for. The danger for you is this: the longer you accept these scraps of her attention, the more you train her to treat you as optional. And once a woman files you under optional, it is almost impossible to climb back into the essential category. Patience will not change her priorities. Interest does. If she keeps showing you that you are last in line, believe her. A woman who truly wants you will not make you beg for her time. She will give it. And if this specific point is hitting home for you right now, if you feel like you're always on standby, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's not for me. It's a quiet signal to the other men watching this that they are not alone in this experience. Sign number 4, she leans on you for emotional support, but never gives it back. This is one of the clearest signs you are locked in the just a friend role. And yet, most men tragically mistake it for closeness. She calls you when she is upset. She vents to you about her stress at work. She pours her emotions onto you like you are her personal therapist. And at first you feel important. You feel like she trusts you more than anyone else. But the truth is brutal. She is not building intimacy. She is outsourcing her problems. Notice the pattern. The flow of emotional support is a one-way street. She will call you late at night after a fight with another guy, seeking your comfort. She will lean on you when she is feeling low and needs a confidence boost. But when it's your turn, when you are stressed, or need support, or just want someone to listen, suddenly she is too busy, too tired, or just emotionally unavailable. That imbalance is the giveaway. Here is why this is so dangerous. You start investing your emotional energy, thinking that being her rock will one day make her realize you are the one for her. But all you are doing is reinforcing your role as the safe, dependable friend who will absorb her negativity without asking for anything in return. She gets all the benefits of your loyalty and support without ever having to risk her own heart. You have become her emotional janitor. Pay attention to how she responds when you try to open up. Does she really listen? Or does she quickly brush past your problems and bring the conversation back to herself? Does she check in on you later with genuine care? Or is the communication always, and I mean always, centered around her struggles? If it is always one way, that is not emotional intimacy. That is emotional extraction. A real romantic connection is mutual. It is reciprocal. Both people carry each other. Both people invest. Both people show up. But if she is only around when she needs a boost and disappears when you need one, she is not your partner. She is your client. And you are not in a relationship. You are in a transaction. The sooner you see that reality, the sooner you can stop wasting your valuable energy on someone who is draining you dry while giving you nothing back. Sign number 5, she constantly reminds you how much she values your friendship. At first, this sounds sweet. A compliment. She says things like, "You are such a good friend," or, "I honestly don't know what I would do without you." And you sit there smiling, thinking you are inching closer to something more. You think you are winning. But let me hit you with the stoic truth. When a woman emphasizes your friendship over and over again, she is drawing a boundary line in permanent ink. She is making sure you know your role, even if you are too blinded by hope to see it. The problem is that most men twist these words in their head. They think, if she values me this much as a friend, imagine how amazing we would be as a couple. Wrong. What she is really saying is, I love the benefits you provide me in this specific role, but I will never return romantic feelings in the way you want. She is keeping you comfortable, loyal, and invested without ever giving you permission to step beyond that friend label. Watch her language closely. Does she use phrases like, "You are like a brother to me"? Does she compare you to her best girlfriends? Does she highlight how safe you make her feel, but never ever mentions how attracted she is to you? That is not an accident. That is her quietly but firmly reinforcing the wall between you. And the more you play along, the higher and thicker that wall gets. The trap here is that men think persistence will break through that wall. They believe if they just stay patient, loyal, and available, she will one day have an epiphany and realize they are the perfect guy. But persistence doesn't change categories in her mind. Once you are locked into the friend box, that is the role you will play until you decide to walk away. She will not suddenly flip the script, because to her, the script is already perfectly written. The real danger here is becoming emotionally dependent on those crumbs of validation. You start craving those little affirmations. You're such a great friend. Convincing yourself that they mean progress. But all they are doing is anchoring you deeper into the very zone you desperately want to escape. Understand this. When a woman truly sees you as a man she desires, she does not keep stamping the word friend on your forehead. If she keeps repeating it, take her at her word. She is telling you the truth. Sign number 6. She openly talks about the men she's attracted to. This one cuts deeper than most men want to admit. You're sitting with her, enjoying what feels like a special moment. And suddenly, she drops a line like, "That guy at the gym is so hot." Or, my new co-worker has the best smile. She might even pull out her phone to show you his Instagram, laughing as if you are her gossip partner. And in that instant, your heart sinks. But you brush it off, telling yourself, she's just being comfortable with me. No, my friend. She is showing you exactly where you stand. Here is the truth: women filter their words differently around men they are genuinely interested in. If she has even a shred of romantic interest in you, she will not risk shattering that delicate tension by parading other men in front of you. She will want your focus to be on her, and on the potential between you two. She will not introduce the idea of competition. But when she feels no threat of attraction, when she sees you as completely safe and non-romantic, she will talk about other men as freely as she would with her best girlfriend. Because in her mind, you are not even on the playing field. The trap is this: you start thinking that being her confidant is a sign of progress. You tell yourself, if she trusts me enough to share this, it means I'm special. But being special does not equal being desired. It just means you have become her sounding board, her cheerleader. The guy she can confide in without worrying you'll take it the wrong way, because she knows, deep down, that you are not the one she wants to be with. Pay attention to the patterns. Does she light up when she describes another man? Does she talk about his looks, his energy, with more enthusiasm than she has ever shown you? Does she come to you for advice on how to get his attention, how to respond to his texts? Those are not mixed signals. That is a spotlight shining directly on the truth. Here is the brutal reality attraction silences comparison. If she saw you as her man, or a potential one, she would not risk crushing the chemistry by talking about others. So when she makes you the audience to her crushes, she is not building intimacy. She is reminding you of your role. And unless you accept that truth, you will keep mistaking her openness for an opportunity, when it is really the clearest, most direct rejection of all. Sign number 7, she's perfectly fine with long gaps in communication. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, silence feels heavy. It feels like a risk. She will wonder why you haven't texted. She will check in. She will look for excuses, any excuse, to keep the connection alive. But when she sees you as just a friend, gaps in communication don't bother her at all. Days, maybe even weeks, can pass without a word. And when she finally does reach out, it is casual, light, as if no time has passed. And you, clinging to hope, mistake that calmness for maturity. No, it is not maturity. It is disinterest disguised as comfort. Here is the key: attraction creates urgency. If she is truly into you, she does not want too much distance, because distance risks losing the momentum and the connection. But if you are only her buddy, she doesn't feel that tension. She can disappear into her busy schedule, her other friendships, her actual dating life, and then circle back to you whenever it suits her, knowing you'll be there. And every time you eagerly reply, after being ignored for a week, you reinforce the idea that you will always be available, no matter how low on her priority list she puts you. Pay attention to her effort. Does she ever initiate meaningful conversations, or is it always you? Does she respond quickly when she's excited, but leave you on red for days when she is not in the mood? Does she treat reconnecting after a long silence like it's completely normal, without even acknowledging the gap? That is not how someone who is secretly in love with you behaves. That is how someone treats a safe, convenient, and reliable friend. The brutal truth is this: consistency reveals everything. If her messages are sporadic, if her calls are rare, if her attention is unpredictable, she is not confused. She is comfortable. Comfortable in the knowledge that you will stick around, no matter how little effort she invests. The danger for you is wasting months, even years, waiting for a consistency that will never come, because women who truly want you do not test your patience with silence. They feed the connection because they are afraid to lose it. So do not fool yourself into thinking her casual return after a long gap means you still have a chance. All it means is that you were never on her mind during the silence. And if you were not on her mind then, you are not in her heart now. When you step back and look at all 7 signs, the truth becomes hard to ignore. She laughs with you, leans on you, even keeps you close, but never in the way you truly want. And every moment you spend hoping she will change her mind is a moment of your life you will never get back. It is time to stop confusing her comfort with a real connection. And it is time to stop mistaking her need for friendship with a desire for you. A woman who truly wants you will make it clear. Her effort, her words, and her actions will align. You won't need to be a detective, because the evidence will be right in front of you. The Stoic path is the path of clarity. It's about seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. And you cannot build a strong relationship on a foundation of one-sided hope. Now, I want to hear from you, and let's be honest in the comments. Which of these 7 signs hit you the hardest? Comment below. By sharing your experience, you're not just telling your story, you are helping another man recognize the truth in his own. If this video gave you the clarity you've been looking for, like this video. Share it with a man who you know is still stuck in that waiting room, wasting his time and his energy. And finally, if you are done with confusion and ready to build your life on a foundation of self, respect and reality, then subscribe to Stoic Manhood Guide. Join a community of men who are choosing strength over hope. Protect your time, protect your energy, and most importantly, protect your peace. Thanks for watching.